Call the meeting to order at 8:28. I guess we can start 2 minutes early. 7:22. God, am I off today? All right, let's start again.
Okay, Mark.
I'm jumping to whatever time. All right. First order of business is, Erica, for your information, all of our members are here. Peter Zach is here, and Sir Paul Jacobson is here.
Awesome, thank you.
Approval of the minutes of April 13 to 2025. Has everybody had a chance to read these?
Yeah.
August, God, where am I? Discombobulated. August 13, 2025.
Yeah.
Do we want them read, or are we comfortable with the minutes as presented?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye. Hey, Julia.
It is tonight. Yeah, that's three.
Yeah. Joanne, how do I pronounce your last name? Erica Slizicki. Joanne's another person. Erica, another person joined us.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, for that. Secretary.
The secretary is.
Okay, I understand.
Your name's on the last minute, so
Yeah.
we can.
I saw that, yeah.
All right, review of expenditures. We'll come to that page. All right, I'll just read these out. I'm sorry. For the month of August, we had seasonal employment expenses of $2,725. We paid for the weed survey of $1,750. We had the normal docking fee, and we had boat expenses of $322. That's all mostly gas. In terms of, we have remaining in the budget for seasonal employment at the end of August, $7,600. In September, we will spend about $1,900. That's high compared to, well, that's about half a month, but it also has a week of August in it because of the way the payrolls hit the accounts. This leaves us with about $5,700 for next May and June. That's equal to about 228 patrol hours, and we have 188 patrol hours scheduled for that time. So
Perfect.
I think we're in good shape. Any comments or questions on the expenses? Development of the the response plan for invasive species. Candace, thank you for setting up that Google survey.
Yep.
The form.
I tested it, I, put in one record, and then I uploaded a couple of pictures. There's also a drive where you can put pictures,
Mm-hmm.
and I uploaded a couple of pictures. I just tested it to make sure it works.
Yeah, I entered. I did a paddle a couple of days ago,
Oh, great.
and I went up to the boat launch,
Perfect.
and then around to, for lack of North Cove, and I didn't see any hydrilla, thank goodness. But I posted that as well. I didn't post any pictures.
Okay.
Is there a way to access that and see what it's what has been reported?
I can make a point to, look at it before every meeting, so I can report on
Okay,
who's surveyed.
yeah.
You know, I didn't think anybody had,
It's okay.
but that was pessimistic of me. I should have been more optimistic.
Joel, you mentioned that, or you emailed out that Pond and Lake has developed a pretty good step-by-step response.
Yeah, so we have a subcommittee, Mark and myself, to develop a rapid response plan for invasive species, mainly thinking of plants in the lake, and that's in progress. Connecticut Federation of Lakes, which is a really terrific association of which we're a member, put out an email describing step-by-step plan and how to do such a preparation for if you find or what to do to look for if you find invasive species. Is specific for hydrilla, but we could sort of generalize that to other species to worry about, with hydrilla being perhaps the worst case. And what was nice in reading through that, it says, oh, you need this, well, check, we've done that. Oh, you need this, check, we've done that. Oh, you need this, oh, we haven't done that. So what our subcommittee may want to do, as we can discuss this, is map out what they're saying, just in a chart, and then, what have we done to document it? And they emphasize, for example, finding a person who can properly put in the right herbicides with the right permits and all of that, how to find them, how to deal with permits and all that. We can document who they are, what their contact information is, just to have a very succinct but complete list. So I think they've done a nice unit of work that we can build on. They sent out just to a subgroup. Happy to share that more broadly if people would like. The thing to look for, and you all might have gotten that same email, there are links that list their checklists and all that. It wasn't obvious when I first went through that email that those were live links, they weren't highlighted, if you trust them indeed.
Yeah, I hadn't realized those were live links either when I saw that. They work well. I've only hit a couple of them. Pond and Lake is really doing a good job on, not Pond and Lake, the Connecticut Federation is doing a good job on this. I get a lot of emails from them about it.
Yes, they're taking it very seriously. I went to their annual meeting, I think it was, and it's a terrific group. They're eager and enthusiastic, so I encourage us to keep track of when their annual meeting is. Maybe we can have a group road trip out there. But these people were quite literally concerned that one fellow who seemed quite knowledgeable said he predicted that within 5 years, hydrilla will be a Unary Lake in Connecticut. And it is on one hand, it's a major problem. On the other hand, this checklist says if you find it early and if you're all set up so that treatment is complete within 30 days, you can stay on top of it, then it's okay. But if 60 days go, then you got to start figuring out what to do, then that's a real problem. So we're being proactive. So I encourage our subcommittee, which I'm part of, to continue.
Yeah, we need to meet again. But I think I agree with you. That was what they sent out was very helpful. Okay. Anything else on invasives?
And also to work toward signage and all of that, and what can be in the newsletter. But we started on that this year, but if we keep after that, then for next year, I think we'll have a good plan.
Yeah, I think as part of that, we also want to think about if we want to, do boat inspections and those types of things.
Right. And you were talking about budget for people who, potentially that budget could go to people doing that, or
I think part of our overage could go to people for that, but I think if we meet, if we meet at the subcommittee before the October meeting, maybe, and then at the October meeting we can talk about it, because we want to add more people to the budget.
Yeah.
Budget cycle unfortunately starts pretty soon. So it would be useful to have that, to have an idea of what we think we should be doing, so we can budget for it.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Start, but you have opportunities to add and change through well into the first quarter.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the broader town, which might be looking at our budget, is getting more aware of this as an issue, would you say? Or is it still just something that we're worrying about?
They must be more aware.
So, I suppose it's you from the inside is, I agree with you, Tony, that they must be aware, but I didn't really understand how urgent it was until I joined this group, and particularly until I went to the Army Corps of Engineers presentation.
Mhm.
So I'm skeptical that other people share our sense of urgency about it.
It's almost a reason in itself to ask for some money. I mean, not that we want to do it just for that, but this would highlight their attention.
Right.
Money for what and why? Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, the numbers I think that you're thinking about are fairly small.
Yes.
So, I think that is definitely in your favor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And when I think about other things going on in town that are competing for really, really big numbers,
Mhm.
I mean, preventative work is a small number. A first response caught early is a relatively small number, albeit bigger. Response once it's taken hold, that's a huge number. That would get our first.
all time to just cover themselves in glory about being proactive.
Well, but that's our job here.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be the first to do that.
All right. Moving on, in terms of water quality testing, I had email communication with Yale, with Andrew McDonald. They're going to continue through, I think, November. We need to meet with Andrew. He's been away. When he gets back, we need to meet with him to talk about what we can do next year. If we can do the water testing and send it to Yale, or we need to source another provider. Yeah.
It's important.
Joel went out and took some samples after the last rain event.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, if I look back at the last water quality report, what they're recommending, we're unfortunately behind on this, they're recommending 1 to 2 samples within 48 hours of rainfall of an inch or more to assess storm-driven runoff. And then 1 to 2 samples at least 5 consecutive days, or after at least 5 consecutive days of little or no rain to capture a baseline. And they were recommending this in periods, well, including mid-March to early April, May to June, July to August, late September to October. So the samples I took were right after a rain, and that was within the August period. But I think at a minimum, we should do a dry sampling. And it can be done by one person. I think it's better with 2, just something else for safety.
Yeah.
I only fell down once. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't available that day.
Difficult, is it?
You're going down to where you can clearly sample tributaries. So
okay.
you're walking down.
That rock, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know how animals can skip effortlessly and gracefully between slippery rocks? I can't. And
I didn't realize that was the location.
Yeah, well, you got to get the tributaries as they're coming in, and you. I looked up how to sample correctly, so you're not just getting surface and you're not getting sediment and all that.
Okay.
So then you rinse the container.
And do we have a special container for it as well?
We have special bottles to put it in.
Okay.
I got an official pole to collect with. And,
Oh, wow, okay. So when is your next sampling?
Well, I guess you would aim for a dry spot and sometime when someone's available to head out with me.
We're out most of next week, I think.
Okay.
So,
We can 100 tails who goes down into
Yeah, right.
Where do you go?
So there are 6 tributaries leading into the lake. And so where I tested was, so if you picture on Blood Street, driving toward Grassy Hill.
Okay.
On the right, there's a tributary going down. Then if you turn right on Grassy Hill, there's 2 or 3 along there. And then if you go to the end of that, to Boston Post Road, and go left, there's 1 I could access, there's 2 I couldn't find access to. So there are a total of 5 spots.
Did you do all 5 spots?
I did those 5 spots.
It's heavy tricky.
Oh, yeah, no, and, I mean, it's slippery. I was worried more about ticks than anything else.
So
But-
our friendly high school student, Morgan,
Yeah,
he's a junior now,
yeah,
and amazingly, he wants to be a scientist.
yeah.
I didn't tell him that that's a really bad idea. There's no funny. Yeah, but he's very eager
Yeah.
to do anything that's hands-on and scientific based. So
If you'd like to join us, I'm happy for that. As long as there are no safety rules, parental consent, or.
so he actually did some field work with Andrew as well,
Yeah,
and
His mom came with him to a meeting and she gave verbal
Yeah.
approval.
she's
Yeah.
given permission.
as long as there are no issues in that regard, I'm certainly happy for him to.
So would
help out.
he be helpful, or are you doing this as a favor?
Joel would probably enjoy his help going down into.
He might be more nimble than you.
He's way more than
Sure,
that.
he's way If he's willing to, seriously, I'd worry about anyone going down there without proper protection for ticks, which is what I did. But,
Yeah.
no, I'm happy for him to be involved and to,
I'll put you in touch.
oh, okay, I mean,
He's a junior, so, junior year is crazy busy. He's trying to go to college and stuff. But,
yeah,
he's very ambitious and kind.
He's been to 2 of these meetings.
Oh,
Yeah, no, he's a very nice gentleman.
like there's a report from 2002 that's describing how the tributaries are grade. But if you see this, start worrying, and lo and behold, 20 some odd years later, we're starting to see issues. And that's just what we want to keep on top of. And if he's interested, I can show him those reports. He can read as much as he wants. He can be involved as much as he wants. This is, I wouldn't discourage anyone from going into science if that's their passion, but that's not.
No, obviously, I'm thrilled that he's exploring it now. I think it's great. So I will put you in, I'll send an email to you and copy him, put you in touch.
Okay, good.
Do you think he has permethrin clothes?
Has what?
Permethrin clothes?
Those are anti.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not sure.
be ideal.
He loves to fish,
Okay.
and, so he's got a lot of the gear for that, but that's more like waders and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I just bought those recently. There's a company called Insect Shield,
That's what I have.
and you can get regular looking clothes that are treated with permethrin, which repels ticks and mosquitoes, and,
You can buy it spray too, that last 3 months.
yeah. And the socks, well, I recently read things about ticks that made me paranoid, but that's me. So.
Well, that'd be great. Okay, moving ahead. Herbicide permitting, what was it, 2 days after our last meeting, we did receive our permit.
Yay.
In talking with Pond and Lake, they suggested we not proceed with an application. They wouldn't have been able to do it till the beginning of September. And they said the benefits, are, wouldn't be as great as if we had done it late in June. And if they had already talked with Deep about reissuing the permit runs for 3 years. And so it was going to run from like when they issued it, which was August 27th or something. But if we can get it, we'll have them reissue it next February, so we'll have 26, 27, and 28 before we have to renew it. So that's what we went with.
Very good.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Is your permit restricted to a certain herbicide or a certain area? Like what's the parameters? Like if you had the hydrilla showed up, that permit cover you?
I asked this question of Nick McMahon, who's with Pond and Lake, and he said that the permit covered, the old permit did, I haven't asked him about the new one, but I think it's basically the same, would cover the use of a herbicide that's effective on hydrilla for small areas if we found it. So I believe I will double check that the new one will as well, but my understanding was that that permit would have allowed us to, if we found hydrilla, we would have been able to apply.
I'd almost think that DEEP would want to have a general, they call it general permit, that allows you to use, instead of permitting everything individually, call it general permit, and it sets up parameters, whatever it is.
Right.
It's the use of herbicide, and where you can use it, how much, because if you don't, you have to go through the whole process.
Oh, yeah, no, it takes forever, unfortunately, yeah.
Like it'll be fall, October.
Yeah, but I will, I'll double check with them and about the issue date. That's a good point.
And assuming it does say you can use these for this signed area, which should cover you if you catch it early, that's probably the case, but we'll confirm that. But if it's a big area, you would need more. It'd be good to ask, well, what would we do then? What's the process? Just so we hopefully won't get there, because we put that in the list of things.
Be
Okay.
prepared.
Be
Right.
prepared.
Mhm.
And we got the permit shortly after we contacted our state representative and senator, which may be connected, because we had heard that they were quite backed up, and yet we got this. Would it be worth a note back to them, say, just, hey, we got our permit?
I did.
Oh, you did, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I told them we got it and said, thank you for their help.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to keep them happy. Patrol boat operations. How much longer do we want to keep running? I mean, the traffic's down on the lake, it seems to me.
It looks pretty bored out there.
Yeah, I was thinking that we might end it this week, but I wanted to hear from you guys. It's cold, people aren't out.
When is that sunset?
The Sunfish Regatta is on the 20th.
Yep, 9 to 5. Sailfish.
I mean, I think there'll be enough boats around to take care of them if something was to.
Because no one's out there anymore.
No, I know. Okay. And then, pardon?
Decision made.
Yeah, decision made. Then Dick, I was in contact with Sonny. He can pull the boat if you want.
Okay.
Do you bring the trailer back, or does he have to go get it at the?
We'll just take it over and leave it. They'll call us up when the boat's done, then we go put it over to town bar.
All right, I'll have him just double check with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Do that, yeah.
Yep, great. Thank you. Letter on the use of herbicides. We did send a letter out, and Tony, you got a response. You talked with
Yeah,
Joel.
I happened to be
Not
up
Joel.
at Town Hall, so I asked David Long, first selectman, you know, did you get the letter? What do you think about it? And he said that he did pass it on to the Conservation Committee, whatever the second,
Yeah,
the water people.
Right.
And
It
just to clarify, this is a letter about herbicides on roadways.
Yeah,
Same from what we're talking about for treatment
Yeah.
of weeds in the.
yes.
this is around, guardrails on roadways.
Like blood stream.
Have you seen, in previous years, did you see?
No. It's the first year I've ever
Okay,
noticed.
so that what David said to me, oh, no, they've done that for years. And I
They're
said,
a lot more aggressive this year.
none of us
Yeah.
recall seeing it. I mean, here's 4 people that live on Blood Street, and none of us recall seeing the guardrails with all dead vegetation around them. So anyways, I don't know how long it will take the water people to review the situation, but I would imagine weeks. You know, I don't know, maybe a month. Excuse me?
By that time, the Roundup will be gone.
Right, well, it's already there, so what we're really worrying about is next year. Oh, I had a thought. The other thing David said is, you know, there's not a lot of employees to manually trim it. And I mentioned volunteers, and of course, that's a liability issue. But I was thinking, why can't it be either asphalt paved underneath the guardrails or concreted? I mean, that would give years without growth in those locations. They,
could, or were they gonna retar, there's tar under the guardrail.
that one section, because those were new. Yes, well, why can't they do that all the way down the, you know, anywhere near a tributary or a, water inlet that goes someplace? Why can't they do that everywhere? Put down asphalt. But I didn't mention that to David. I didn't think of it till after I left.
That's a town road, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a state road.
The Grafton Hill Bridge is the intersection of a town road and a state road.
I would think so, yeah.
So, the bridge there that they're having to replace,
Yeah.
there's a sea of regulations about how the guardrail is supposed to look and how, what you can and can't do there
Mhm.
because of the introduction of a state road.
I see. What a shame. Blood Street's on a state road.
Well, I don't really want.
No, I don't know.
I know, I don't want it either, but I mean, if there'd be regulations that would stop them from putting poison near.
Well, it'd be interesting to know why they put blacktop around those specific
Mm-hmm,
ones.
mm-hmm.
And I know they're new. Pardon?
I think it's because they're gonna pave. I've been walking Blood Street and up Beckett,
Yeah.
and it says on the road paving soon with a big smile face.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they paved.
Well, that's what I thought too, except coming here today, I see they, ground up the part of the road where they're going to pave,
Okay.
and it doesn't go as far as those guardrails. I figured, oh, they put it there because they are going to pave there.
They ran out of time.
Yeah,
Maybe
they just
that's
paved
it.
the strip. I don't,
Maybe that's
Cause
it.
it's a pretty decent, like where the lines are,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty big.
Oh, we'll know tomorrow, on the town website.
I think
It
there's
said tomorrow.
paving going on all over town, because I saw those same signs all over Joshua Town. I was on my bike the other day.
Huh.
And, they were all over Joshua.
It's just such a small section, I don't understand why.
I don't either.
I don't either.
I don't either.
I don't either.
Put the,
I don't either.
this
And the road
slope
was
of the
not that
road
bad.
or to change the slope, but they're just skimming it.
Cause
Yeah.
doesn't it go over where the water is?
Not where they're.
No, not where they're-
Doing the work right now, but yeah, it's in that area, but it's just a road.
Cause I
It's
wonder
not-
if it has something to do with it.
it has to be
So it's
either
Ed
a
Adamo
drainage.
now, right?
Pardon?
Ed Adamo, the public works guy?
We should know.
This is Lime.
Oh, it's Lime. I don't know anything about what that was.
That's the town website, about tomorrow. I'll give it to you, Joanne.
I wonder why they're interested to know. I
Yeah.
wonder if we could ask why they did put blacktop under those ones, just what the
Yeah.
rationale was.
Yeah, exactly. Take a look at that. That's what, I took a photo at town website.
Public Works Garage.
Oh, yeah, yeah, they do
It's by
plowing
the
and
firehouse,
everything.
right? Is it by the firehouse?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
behind the firehouse.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
there's an office there too.
Yes,
yeah, the transfer station's
why
there.
don't you
Yeah.
show Peter too, and Paul,
Peter?
Paul.
I don't
Um,
know anybody here.
Okay. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
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 You saw that.
I would warn my family.
yeah, I don't know what, yeah. Okay. So can you follow up on that, Tony, or?
Ask why they put,
Yeah. they're just-
sure,
Yeah, just to
Sure.
find out, maybe that, because that'd give us a entree into asking them to do it other places.
okay.
Okay, moving on. Discussion on wake surfing. We had the discussion last time, and I only saw someone out, the guy that's got the Mastercraft ski boat, he was actually wake surfing. He had, I don't know if he put water in the back, but he was out in the middle of the lake and had someone actually surfing. They didn't have a rope like the person before. I looked into thinking about this, about how we want to go about it. Lake Warmegard did pass a ban in August. They're a much bigger lake than us. But as we know, just they had to go through sort of the same process we would have to go through, which is you have to get the town ordinances amended, which they did.
They have several towns.
There's 3 towns that had to agree to all this, but it's for the lake. Yeah, I don't know, I didn't see where the state park the state didn't say anything about it. Because I think the ordinance are run by what can be done on the lake is run by the towns.
Okay.
I mean, it's sort of similar to here, we have a state boat launch, but the ordinances for the lake are actually generated by Lyme and Old Lyme.
Yep.
So I have a question. Say we go through and we add it to the ordinance, we can't enforce it.
Well, I was wondering, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, that's the issue. The Lake Warmog, I can't pronounce that.
Warmont.
Warmog. They have police officers on their boats,
Okay.
so they can enforce it. I did a quick search on town ordinances, and the only people other than police officers that can issue tickets are the people that do parking control.
Mm-hmm.
This is, so I don't know if we, could have the, patrol, well, no, not rangers, but just if a person that's issuing parking tickets, I guess they are the rangers,
Down at the beaches, I think it's the Rangers.
can issue tickets, maybe our patrol people could.
So, or couldn't we, which might be easier, have money in the budget to pay for these people to come out on the patrol boat periodically to issue tickets to those who are not following the ordinances?
We could, we could budget those people, that's possible. It is, we walked through trying to set that up once before,
Right.
and it's problematic, and it's also expensive because those people are paid about $60 an hour.
So you have it once or twice a month.
We just hope
And
to
you
get
just have it for a few hours.
Okay, you have to catch these people doing it. And we hope they do their best though during the
Well,
time they have their
just look at the boats that are on the water. There are several boats out there that have motors greater than 135 horsepower.
So that, That's a good point. And we could start trying to enforce, right now, if you can get a ticket for $100
Mhm.
if you violate that. I thought about going down that route. There's a lot of people that have had boats on the lake for a number of years that have engines greater than 135. So are you going to go around and ticket everybody?
Well, if you're gonna ticket people, they're breaking the law, or they're breaking the ordinance,
Right.
so I would say that they're fair game for a ticket.
But do they have to be on the water using the boat to get a ticket, or
Yeah.
can you just, so you have to be lucky to would be out when you're,
Well, you also have to know which boats have more than 135 horse. I mean,
If you suspect, you can pull them over and you ask them for their registration.
no, we don't have the right to do that.
We don't, but don't the people who have the tickets that can give out tickets have that right?
Well, that's what I'm trying to understand. So,
And you can put any horsepower you want in the registration. Just don't get caught.
I don't know if it's up to, also, like 25 years ago, a group of, people on the lake went around and got signatures from owners on the lake. We had a lot of signatures for, enforcing the rules for the horsepower limits on the lake. I don't know where that would be, who would have that, but we went house to house to house, asking people how they felt about it, and would they sign this form that we had.
petition.
Yeah, I don't know, who would have it. You were probably on the board then,
When-
because that was a long time ago, you've been on it for a while. Like 25, I've been around for 30 years, so I would say between 25 and 28 years ago.
That petition started long.
And Stuart Spearman was on that, we went with him.
1980s when they put the horsepower limit on.
Yeah, but we went around and got signatures from people, and there were a lot of signatures. People wanted to enforce the speed limit.
Well, do it like they did on the horsepower limit. They waited till the winter, when all the summer people were gone. They busted in on the old people out in town hall and voted it out.
I had a very bad experience when we tried to push something through a while ago. I don't know if I want to do that again.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't support you in any way, but I know that people on the lake did not want to have the high horsepower.
that was then, I don't know about now.
I don't
We
know about
have
now
the
either.
same numbers.
Problem you got now is, no boat comes with such low horsepower anymore, new boats. So now you're limiting people with,
We
want to buy a
have
new boat.
pontoon boats, you gotta get
Well, it's not
horsepower
about
way
clean,
up there, yeah.
but that's the other thing, too. You're limiting
Well-
people.
There's,
There's a lot of visitors on the lake,
Hmm.
especially this year. A lot of visitors.
When you say visitors, are those?
They're not residents.
Boat launch
They go to the
people?
boat,
Oh,
launch, put their
coming in,
boats, their
coming in.
watercraft or jet skis in, do their thing, and then
so there's,
And certainly there's something in the boat launch that enforces that there's a limit on horsepower. But I'm sure they. So, like, I was at Powers Lake the other day, and there are just forest signs there.
Yeah.
I mean, and somebody actually mentioned to me that there's a sign that says no swimming. I was like, oh, really? I must have overlooked it. Because there are just so many, I mean, you could stand there for 20 minutes reading signs before you figure out. For a sign to have impact, it has to not be a 1 of 20.
so people are coming.
Well, the other one, they allowed the damn jet ski too, most all of them are over 130.
Sure.
Have to get rid of a lot of them. Nice.
I wouldn't be sorry. It's a tough situation.
it is.
So
Yes.
we can proceed forward to include wake surfing, not permitting wake surfing on the lake in the ordinances. We can continue to move forward with that. We just don't have any.
I think it was the activity that was banned at Warlock, not the horsepower or anything like that.
It actually wasn't the activity.
It wasn't, okay.
It was what, my notes on this. I have how it's worded somewhere. It was, you couldn't have ballast tanks or any device that would increase your wake. And that, oh man.
Is that what it is? You have tanks that you fill with water?
Yeah, that's one of the things. Yes, it's basically outlawed the, okay. Use of balance tanks, weight shakers, hydrofoil oils, or any device that artificially enhances the wake. So this is what the new ordinance from those towns of Kent, Warren, and Washington. Activities like wake surfing, wakeboarding, tubing, or water skiing when performed using wake enhancing equipment. So it's sort of like, we have an ordinance that says you can't have a toilet on your boat. It's it's DEEP allows you to ban certain types of equipment. You can't ban types of vessels. So one way to address this is to, basically follow along with what they did of making so that someone can't make their boat have an artificially large wake.
I'd be curious to see how they're doing with that, because how do you stop someone and say, let me check and see if you have whatever you need?
Well, they have patrol on their lake that they can enforce it.
Yeah,
They have police officers. They also,
yeah.
if someone's stern is riding really low in the water, you've got a fairly good indication that they're,
How would we enforce that, though,
that's a very good point.
Enforcing is really hard for anything. So Warmock has a lot of enforcement
Yes,
on their lake.
yes.
I know just because when they're very cranky about rowing regattas there.
Really?
They charge you a bucket of money, and there's a lot of limitations. And so, like, between maybe April and 1st of June, there are a ton of regattas. It's one of the best places in the state to have a regatta. But the community around the lake extracts their
Pint of blood?
Pound of flesh, yeah.
for that privilege. And I'm sure you know that the properties around that lake are absolutely magnificent.
So I have never, yeah.
And so I'm just guessing that the people there have the kind of means to really protect it. I mean, they're
Well, so my perspective is I floated on other lakes, and I know that there was probably maybe 3 weekends where I noticed the boats creating the wake.
Yeah.
That red boat that guy out the Master Craft, I didn't see him all year. He just that one weekend I saw him.
Yeah, I saw him one weekend, yeah.
And there was a black Yamaha jet boat that was out there a few weekends, but all day long.
Yeah.
Everything was bigger wakes, I thought, but if you go to Warmock or you go to Gardner Lake or some of these other lakes,
They're everywhere.
there's no boat activity on our lake compared to what's going on in
Yeah.
the lakes. So that warrants having, police presence, and the boat ramp that they have there gets closed regularly, almost every weekend.
You're saying in Warmock?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so many boats come in, yeah.
with people, and there's fights over it and all kinds of things. So it's just really busy, That's just to put into perspective.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, so, to move forward with this, we'd have to decide sort of how we want to approach it. And then we need to talk about if there's any way to enforce it other than having a police person on. And then, pardon?
Can an attorney assist you with this?
Yeah, I would think so. I actually drafted a letter to send to Martha to send on to the attorney. Then I got thinking about it. I wanted to make sure that we knew what we wanted to do before we start incurring attorney fees.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing we have to do is think about how we want to present this to the public, because we're going to have to notify people that we're thinking of adding an ordinance and how we would enforce it and why we think it's important enough to do that. You know, and if you look at, I mean, Warmark, God, I don't know why I can't say that. I mean, there was a website pro and there was a website against. I mean, it raised they had a big turnout for it, but it raised a lot of controversy. And you have to be, you know.
And even here in town, when they had that, they, made stricter ordinances, there we go, ordinances.
Yeah.
Controlling the golf carts down in the beach communities. It was right around the budget season, I don't know if you remember, but
Yeah.
there was all the kerfuffle about the budget, and then right on the heels of that, same meeting, you know, there were people getting all worked up about these rules about golf carts having to have brakes and lights and seatbelts and all this jazz, which, you know, mostly people don't really care about, but just to tell you that, you know, you start to change an ordinance and the people will come out.
Yeah.
You know, they're crazy who'll come out on both.
No, they will, for
Like,
sure.
it's like something that's like really important to their lives.
And even if they haven't. So
So we've seen this one.
we've seen, I've seen 3 instances.
I've seen 3 this summer.
Yeah.
Do we know if those are people living on the lake or?
No, one's separate, 2 different boats, 3 boats maybe.
3 boats, I think one lives there and the 2 other ones, I'm not sure if, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, that black townhouse, I don't think it's on the lake.
Yeah, that's
No,
not
I
on my
looked out
list.
looking before and I couldn't find it, so.
No,
Yeah.
no, it just looks like that. So that, there were only 2 different weekends that I remember.
Yeah.
And, their wake is not actually as bad as a true wake program.
Yeah.
I think you do as well.
Yeah.
But, I've been on Gardner Lake and a wake boat came by. Unbeknownst to me, it creates such a curl to the wake. It came right over my bow, and I have a pretty good size, it was a 19-foot bow.
Oh, yeah.
Right over it.
Right over
I had to turn the bilge pump on.
Wow.
It was, didn't anticipate, I was looking at it.
Yeah, it's like boosh. Yeah.
Come over, but this didn't really have that curl, but I mean, it banged up my boat against the dock quite a bit. I mean, it was really noticeable. The waves on the shore, it was just, you know.
The other problem is erosion, right, of the lake.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, if this ever does
Oh, there's,
get to past us, we have to say that it causes issues with, shoreline?
it caused the shoreline erosion.
It has to be 15 feet deep. It starts to tear up the bottom, and I imagine they'll leave the life, the water life, marine life, whatever.
You
have
the authority to have police on the water?
We can ask people to ride along. Yeah. I mean, we don't have to have authority. There's the lakes. We've had state troopers ride along before. State trooper can go wherever he wants to, and this is we don't need a specific.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's gonna work.
Yeah.
The water.
Which needs, I think, frequently, not just.
But
But
in the summer, the police were busy down at the shoreline, right? That was the problem we had when we would ask them. They would be busy,
Yeah,
you know,
they're
whatever those areas were
Well, I was
called.
thinking of it was not
Sounds
sure,
good.
but they
Yeah.
actually have the board has to have police persons pay for it.
we could work into our budget. The way it would work is we would, first we'd ask for an allocation of police forces, our local police forces to come and ride with us. And then we'd have to pay their overtime in our budget. So we would budget for it and pay the local police officers that we have to ride along if they were available, which I think we're short-staffed as it is. So we could,
The harbor management has tread this road to some extent,
yeah,
because they try to get police to ride on the harbor master boat.
right. And how successful have they?
What happened?
It's been sort of a turf war, because the boat, belonged to, I
The
think,
fire department.
the fire department. And the fire department didn't want to have the police department riding on their boat.
Their boat, yeah.
It was just kind of,
Yeah, I think I remember reading that.
It sounds like it'll be important for us to have a clear set of reasons why we want this. We talked about 4 of those tonight: erosion along the shore, tearing up the bottom if it's less than 15 feet, safety, getting your boat swamped, in addition to noise. So if we have a clear set of reasons, and if we have backup from experts, DEEP and AOIs and all these concerns that they might have, that'll make the case that we're not just being toys.
Really, the other reason is too, if they have a larger lake, you'd be doing that in the middle of the lake and not have that much of an effect on the
Right.
shoreline, but this lake is
It's too small.
narrow
Yeah.
everywhere, so.
And hopefully if there's someone on the lake who wants to do this, or maybe we could just say, look, this is on the lake, and they may volunteer not to do that.
I'm hopeful about that.
And if people are coming onto the lake, then that means they'd be coming from the boat launch, and perhaps police could see them on their way out.
Yeah, or, it doesn't happen that often. We haven't had them do it or be on the lake that much, but if everybody else starts to restrict the use and they go and find places where they can
Right.
do it legally.
Yeah.
And up here.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of went through that process as well. I think we can come up with a rationale.
Yeah.
I think the next question is, what is the, as you were saying, what's the experience? I mean, it's minimal now,
Right.
so,
I don't remember last year though.
No.
I don't remember last year at all either.
Like that, I mean, it's dramatically more this year than last year, so if we extrapolate. I just want to be prepared.
2 points on the graph. Well, I think, I'm not sure how to proceed. I mean, we can definitely try to go through the ordinance thing and make that case. And then we have a subset of, we can make the case and get the ordinance, but then if we haven't figured out a way to enforce it, where are we?
Well, I think you also raised a good point about prior experience with trying to limit speed on the lake, which, by the way, my opinion was that you weren't raising anything that wasn't the law already. DEEP had already said that that's in place, right?
Right. But it was, we got into questions of measurements and,
So how can we learn from that experience and make sure that however it's presented to the town, we don't go through that again?
yeah.
I think you have conversations with the different association presidents before you do anything.
Yeah, if you develop a list of potential options, costs to each, then you can debate it. I guess true.
I worked on regulations in my career, and one, I don't know if it applies in this case or not, but once you open the door to changing your ordinances, other people can jump on board and propose other changes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So whenever we changed our regulations, there was other lobbyist groups that
Come in and say, yeah,
and had the ability to comment and work on whatever the changes were. So I don't know if it works the same way municipal.
And do we know if the only fining option is $100? Because that's 15 minutes worth of gas.
I looked through, using ChatGPT, so I don't know how accurate it is. But, yeah, in Old Lyme at least, other than speeding tickets, nothing's more than $100. any fines, I think even the harbor the harbor has ordinances what you can do, and there's fines involved with that, and those max out at $100 as well. I mean, we could try to make it more, but I'm just, that's currently what, of course, probably when it was put in place in 1919, $100 is a big deal. Well, I think we got some time to
Yeah.
think about this and sort of develop how we want to do it, because we're going to have to plan it out and make a presentation to, I mean, we actually have to go to 2 towns, and you have to, Old Lyme seems to be able to be more nimble in terms of changing ordinances. So relative to Lyme, Lyme meets like
A low bar.
every, they basically meet once a year and ordinances get voted on. And if you miss that date, you wait to the next year. So, and I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know what the date is, but that's, once a year they go through and do a house cleaning of ordinances. So we'd have to, be ready, and it has to go through legal and, get approved by the selectmen, and then, reviewed by each town attorney, and then.
Is there a public hearing first?
And then there's a public hearing. Oh, yeah.
Do we have to vote on it?
Pardon?
Do we have to vote on it?
Yeah. Yeah, the towns vote on it.
Voted on the golf cart one.
Yeah, no, the towns vote on them, so it's whoever shows up.
Do people feel the safety issue is a very real one? If it were a kid on a kayak where you were in your 19-foot boat, that'd be.
People with paddle boards.
Exactly.
That could be very dangerous.
I mean, I watched that boat go by my place so many times.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the kayakers and other people, and they were able to handle it, because it was not a sharp wake, like I mentioned, a curling one, from that particular boat.
Yeah,
What I observed, I think the red boat can keep a sharper wake, but it wasn't as big.
yeah, he was good about staying in the middle.
Yeah, he stayed in the middle too.
Yeah,
But I didn't see anybody run into any trouble.
That didn't seem to know, but the potential, I think, is there.
oh, the potential's there for sure. I mean, I just, well, I think, I want to keep talking about it. I will, try to get some time with Martha to talk to the attorney about enforcement and ways we could think about that.
Good idea.
And, I'll just try to get her, because I tried writing a letter about all this. And first you got to start explaining, you got to show what's wake surfing behind a boat, as opposed to water skiing. You got to, so I'll try to set up and have a conversation with her and
Thank you.
go forward from there.
There are other agenda items, which might draw to her office, so, we can do it.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Wait, do we have to wait for the?
Yeah, and actually I participate in a lot of biology training and location. And I was on the board as well, as a kayaker. And so one of the jobs that I see these group has is actually, sooner or later, you're going to have an invasive weed issue. So the question is, what's when it happens, is you identify the plants that you have and don't want. And so what can I do in that regard to help you prepare for that? Or as you're out doing your work, enjoying the water. One of the ways you can do that is develop a herbarium, like you might have done in high school. Where you press plants, and to preserve them, and develop an archive of actual plants with their legitimate names on them. And then they can be photographed and put in your file that's available for people to look at all the time. So you're out and about, or if you're interested in looking at what the plants are, you'll have a tool to use. It's nothing more than the old-fashioned plant pressing that you might have done in high school, and developing a record. It's very important. You can actually look at with a name on it. So a tool. That's what I can do initially, besides fighting under lawsuits. Which is not a light.
Well, it's all of our business. We have no link.
But you said I can improve your information.
It'd be nice to have that information here, but it would be really nice to have all the owners have that information too. So that they saw it. How would you get that to all the owners?
Well, Candace is developing the electronic database, right?
So, at our prior meeting, we decided to set up a Google Drive. And, there are two pieces, there's a survey. And so if you have the link, you can fill out the survey and say, I was on the lake on Tuesday and I went to the boat launch and these are the plants that I saw. And then you can say in the survey, I put pictures of those plants in this other folder. And so just to test it, I went out, 10 days ago and took some pictures and put them in the folder. And then I just dated, the name of the pictures are the date and the location.
Yeah, to the extent that there's a picture for them to look at. That's been identified by own. This is plant X, this is plant Y. Or the plant A.
So Paul Davidson could generate his images and put them in the same folder. And it's a Google link, and so that could be sent to anybody in the world, including the inhabitants of the lake.
Well, but we also do the annual newsletter in the spring, and I know you've put in small pictures, but maybe next spring's newsletter could have a couple of bigger pictures or something.
It'll take some time to develop the database.
Because that goes to every house around the lake.
It's easy that people will actually do it if it's easy.
Right.
You know, there's a much more comprehensive guide online.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Yes, that is.
How are you?
That's all in line.
Another meeting.
So that would be a Monday database.
This exists. In this, for example, if you Google the title of Connecticut's Invasive Aquatic Plant Clan Mussel Identification Guide, that comes out.
Right.
But what might be helpful is if you say, in addition to the guide of everything, if you say, these are the 3 or 4 areas that we really want to worry about. This is the help, this is the wanted poster in the post office. And so that would be, the hydrilla for sure, maybe sandworm, curly pondweed, and others. And I think we want to think about how we want to communicate, if you see these, call this number.
Could we include on our website and then on in the newsletter, sort of access to say, if you see a plant and you don't know what it is, go here, and we could set up a review of, or just put plants in, and then is it possible to have other outside people access to Google, or we'd have to?
Anybody.
Because we can communicate that in the letter. Put it
'Cause
on
we
the
could just-
website, the town site.
Yeah, we could open up ultimately people reporting. They could look it up on our website and then also report it to the Google, so we'd have a survey.
Keep it simple, like you said, not have all the plants in the world, but just the ones
Yeah.
we're concerned about.
Yeah.
Sandworm, milfoil, hydrilla.
Well, we meet again. Why don't we talk about that? How we could
Yep.
develop that? Okay.
Do one,
I had this thought before about bringing this up, so you might be able to get a grant to have something a little more robust than just what you have. They, when I, at work, well, it's kind of like the pothole reporting, some
Oh, yeah.
have, you can report a street light out, back the sidewalk, anything like that, it goes somewhere where someone can look at it and pulls it all together, and we're doing that. So what you're doing is a similar thing, is where the weeds are, what the date is, who took it, and maybe a picture of it, and trying to identify it, and then having that somewhere available for somebody to look at and see and have available. So it'll be available to the public. And there's some similar things like this for like on-campus spill. Anybody who was public can report where they see machine or dead fish, as something went on, it would come somewhere. But it was all made very simple. So there might be, when you pull it up on your phone, there's a picture of the 5 different species that are most concerned.
Most likely to see.
And they click on that, so when I see it's where it is, and it goes to the database.
That's a good idea.
It encourages public participation.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody can kind of see it too, and see it's, this, everybody, this part of it, I'm gonna go to a different part.
You mean, send it to somebody from the board here?
No, it'll just be.
In the database, but
It'd be the community members going and clicking on, I see this, and this is how I see it, and it goes into a repository and someone looks at it.
So what I'm envisioning is that we could buff up the survey, and it could have, who would look at it, I don't know, like a multiple choice on it. You can do multiple choice in the survey for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see this?
And then you just click on, and I have to figure out if I can put pictures in. But
Did you want to show?
to what you envisioned,
Right.
if there was just a question where, tick the box of the plant you saw. But what we're depending on is people being able to look at a plant and
Correctly
say,
identify.
oh, yeah, that same plant. And I don't think I'm that good, but I'm not sure about myself either. But, at least somebody's attention is called to it. Yep.
Right.
It can be checked out. So the
Yeah.
other thing you can do is
You
put,
would know.
I would know.
You would know. You would. And then you'd also know that, I don't know what this is. Because I had bladderwort. I had no idea what it was, but it didn't look right. And I sent it to Mark, and Mark asked the woman,
Summer
Summer,
from the,
and she's like, oh, that's bladderwort. That's
Yeah.
a native plant.
Okay.
I mean, if we get a
That's the
picture, we
one
can get it
I thought too,
identified.
Because I was sort of just testing to
Mm-hmm.
see if the database worked. And so I took a picture of something I saw, and then I just went into Google and I said, search an image, and it told me right away. I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about that. But I put it up there anyway, just for the hell of it.
And from a statewide perspective, a site like you're talking about exists. It's Summer with CARES, get the exact acronym. It has a site for the whole map, and you can say, well, which lakes in Connecticut have hydrilla? Bang on the map that shines up. Which have curly ponds? Bang, it shows up. It also says, if you see this, you can submit, and you can submit photos. And so, from a statewide point of view, they did a real nice job on that.
So maybe we're reinventing the wheel. Maybe we should just use that.
Yeah,
I think we definitely want to look at that and see how it might serve us.
Do you know the exact name of that tool?
The lakes website, or is it?
But do we get the
It's
information?
state, let me see if I can find it. It's not a complete, that CARES, is that the abbreviation, CARES?
yes.
I would definitely use it. If I knew what to do, somebody said, hey, this is the tool to use. You only have to worry about 5 things. It's pretty easy for me to do. I would send you information if I saw something. But
Yeah, that might be a good.
I would do it definitely. But it has to be easy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we need to see if once it goes to the state, if we can get it back to us.
It's also important just to know that you checked the place and there was nothing, you didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yep,
Right.
yeah,
You need to know the date.
So I think we have a couple of records in the database already. Mark did it. I didn't know, but he did. And I think we both reported that we no hydrilla. survey. Extremely thorough and.
Two data points. Not seeing it offhand, I know it was Summer put that together. She gave a talk at that,
Yeah,
Federational meeting. But,
You wanna, when you find the name of it, you wanna shoot it over to me?
yeah, I will.
Okay, great, thanks.
okay, good. Moving on, Janelle mentioned about cleanup of the creek leading to the boat launch. In my little kayaking trip, when I was looking for hydrilla, I also took pictures of what's there.
That looks like mine.
Yeah. I also went down, because we talked about this at the last meeting, and it was said that we couldn't do anything because DEEP was concerned about the turtle habitat. I checked the rules, and actually the applicable, what applies is local inland waterways. So I went down and talked to Inland Waterways and showed them these pictures, and they said, if you're just cleaning up stuff like that, we don't need to go through a permit for inland waterways.
Because there's, if you're not seeing pictures, there is a wooden dock that someone
Yeah.
planted there that's rotting. There's trees that have fallen, and it's a navigational hazard.
Yeah. So I think we need to get a work party together
Mm-hmm.
and clean it up.
Yeah.
Rob said he would help.
Good.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah.
You check with the state first?
I checked with Inland Waterways, and they said we're okay. So inland wetlands, not waterways, inland wetlands.
Right, Tom? We did it before.
Well,
We were warned. We dragged just far enough out, left a lot of the water because they're habitat trees.
well, we're not going to clean it all the way to the shore, but we're going to take the dock away and some of the stuff that's causing the navigation hazard.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been?
The
through
dock's
that?
not natural.
Have you been through
The
that?
dock is not natural.
We did it years ago.
No, I'm saying, have you been through the waterway recently? Yeah. It is so narrow. Because of all the hazards. Oh, the goats go through it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still a hazard.
Dangerous.
Can be done, put it that way.
We're gonna.
I said, it can be done without doing it.
You make it wider than normal.
Actually, we just need them to go down once or twice and push it all away, and then we're fine.
You say some little habitat trees, fortunately.
But not the
Um,
dock.
Huh?
But not the dock, the abandoned dock.
So I'll talk to Rob and see if we can get something set up.
Yep.
Okay. The next, Candace and I talked briefly after the last meeting, and Tom, I was thinking of you at the time, because it occurred to me, at some point in the future, you might sell your house, and we would be without a dock. And so I was trying to think of alternatives of where we could dock the patrol boat. And I thought, well, if there was room down at Haynes Park, then there'd be parking for people, there's bathrooms down there. And we could, that was an alternative.
That's a great idea.
So Candace and I met with Don Bugby to talk about it. And then Paul developed this plan of what a potential dock could look like that would encompass their two chase boats and our patrol boat. And
How long is
it's 40 feet.
You have any problem with the chase boats being pulled with or anything?
No?
Okay. I mean, that's the only thing I would think about.
Yeah,
Right.
so, if we had one incident several years ago, where somebody came and, so we have two big white boats and then several, aluminum boats. And, they came and took the aluminum boat and then tried to sell it up in Essex for scrap. But this guy was not the cleverest guy. So when he delivered it for scrap, he still had the license number on the boat. So of course they called us. Said we had a boat. I have seen it, so I'm fine. Yeah, so we haven't had any issues.
Final question.
Yeah.
So,
The dock that we're keeping our two chase boats on is really quite old, and I think it's a hazard. And actually, Ian Nebizer, who's the superintendent of schools, he has an annual ride around, and he saw the dock, and he was not thrilled that his employees were navigating that dock. So I think we all agree that that dock is going to have to be replaced sometime soon. And so when we replace it, it doesn't seem difficult to imagine that we would replace it with something big enough to accommodate our two launches and the riding flexibility boat too. And that's what that drawing depicts.
What about those other boats, they're like a little outboard motor boat?
So the aluminum ones,
Yeah.
they,
Those are over there also.
they are in the corner too. They're not in scope for this.
just for full disclosure, Tom has been kind enough to provide us with dockage for the last number of years, so.
I've heard your name and now But one of the questions that came up during our discussion was whether that the dock that you see on the drawing would impinge upon the property at One Town Road,
Right.
which sits sort of on that point. You may know that that property recently changed hands, and the Weisses have been putting up several buildings on that property. So I reached out to Eric Knapp, who's the land use lawyer for the town, and he sent me a drawing of the property, which they're really good eyes. I think you can see this.
This is even bigger, and it's still hard to,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and I asked him some questions really about where their property line and the lake start. And he was not willing to, he said that was really out of his jurisdiction and was not willing to give me any information on that. And I didn't press it any further because, I didn't want to poke that fire too much. But we have a couple of landowners in the room, and I was hoping that maybe some of you had explored this for personal reasons and might have a good idea of where your property line is.
So, the landowner is going to say, I have 50 feet out from the two lines of my property, I have 50 feet out. Anyone in town government is going to say you need to consult them.
Let's see what Eric said.
Do you really have 50 feet out? I know you can't have a dock past 50 feet out, but you don't own anything in the lake.
That's right. No.
Right, but you can have a dock that goes 50 feet.
Right.
So if
Right,
my
so if they put the
property-
dock right at
my
their,
property is
Mhm.
here,
Mhm,
and Dick's property is here,
mhm,
okay?
mhm,
Then I can go 50 feet out with a dock.
mhm, mhm,
Dick can go 20 feet and put a T, but
Mhm.
now he's infringing on my 50 feet out.
mhm,
It's tricky over there, yeah.
mhm.
Well, that's how they interpret the swim areas, the
Yes,
interprets the swim areas. They
yes.
take the
Boundary
angle
line.
of so my property goes this way, so
Mhm.
it kind of tangles in front of the other guy.
Other
next
guy,
to me.
yeah.
Not that I have a swimming area, but
Right.
that's just an example that
Yeah.
it's usually called the popping line for that permitting purpose, but
Mhm.
that's just for swim areas.
We had that problem with right away 13.
Yeah.
So Eric replied, from everything I have seen, given the rash of retaining walls that were put in when the lake was drawn down, everyone seems to own just to the lake's edge. But of course, that's a man-made lake with a dam controlling its depth. So what constitutes edge is a little artificial. Wait, what, you have your riparian rights? Is that what it's called?
I think it's riparian rights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's 50 feet. You really have the right to the 50 feet out from your property. People cannot be doing things on that. From what I understand. Okay, so I'm gonna look up riparian rights.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because rights sounds different than the property.
So they prove something in the water.
It means, yeah, it's you, like, I used to have lived on, Silver Mine River, and I had riparian rights out to the center of the river in terms of what I controlled.
Okay.
And that was actually part of my deed, that it went out that far. Yeah.
Riparian water rights grant landowners the right to use a reasonable and beneficial share of the natural flow of water that passes by their property. This right is tied to the ownership of the land adjacent to a water source, like a river or lake.
I think 50 feet for us. I had to go through something when you first moved out there, so.
But somebody in a kayak can go right up.
They can
It's not
go
permanent.
outside. They can't anchor the
They
kayak.
can't,
but yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Can they steal your fish?
They can't anchor.
They can steal your,
The reason
That property owner might have 50 feet around.
right, and so this teeny tiny drawing shows their property and a line going out from their property. And the proposed dock would potentially,
cross that line. Yeah, this one right here.
can you show the other one? So you
Right.
see that boat on the left side of the dock?
Yep.
That potentially into there.
Yes.
Wanna have a-
Well, actually, it's interesting.
Because they might decide not to do anything over there and say, go ahead, I'm not gonna touch that over there.
Right, so the conversation that was had between us at Haynes Park, we were like, well, somebody has to talk to Weiss's, or, do we go ahead and then beg forgiveness, or, and I said, if you talk to the Weiss's, I think that they might want to extract some money, but fundamentally, I mean, if you look at the way the property's being used, they don't have
I can see
any-
it. I can see it.
in any case. I mean, there's a cyclone fence
Yeah.
between them and where
They
the
have to
dock
be
is.
24
So
feet
No,
apart.
no,
We
this
can't
is
move
just-
this.
Out
We
there,
can't move
or
this
that they
dock
can
closer.
Closer. I think they need
squeeze,
room to get
but that's really
Ah,
not
the,
thing.
the shells out.
Okay.
If you, from,
We had that problem right away 13. And he cut across the end of the right of way. But the property line went this way. And he was having a problem with the dock and DEP. DEP came along, straightened him out. He went and sold the place. He couldn't handle it.
actually, along the lines of what Paul was saying as well, if you took the angle of this property line and not this line, you'd make it, right?
Right,
Yeah, if you,
and that's what this line does here. This is on here, if you extend this line out like that, then you just graze the
Right,
right-hand boat.
Right.
But his question was whether to do it properly, you extend the line out this way or that way. And
Yeah.
it's just kind of, once you start asking a lawyer, it just,
They don't commit to anything. Yeah, we're gonna make a bill.
it would be helpful to know more about what just our general riparian rights are, though, or to confirm that one way or, I mean, I think in the ultimately, you should talk to the
Voices?
license. I mean,
I mean, it could be much ado about nothing. I mean, I sort of know them. My kids went to school with their kids.
yeah,
I mean, they could just shrug and say, you know, it's not something we're using, who cares?
yeah, I mean, and it's,
Yeah, they might not be putting anything over there. You said there's a fence, they're not gonna be walking over there.
It would be very difficult as it stands right now to walk from, like, where's this? Because this is their second house. I think this is called a woodworking shop.
yeah,
And to walk from here to where the boats are, you just can't, because there's a fence and there's a whole bunch of growth.
I mean, I
You were,
think,
you were standing there.
yeah, from privacy points of view, I would think they want that to stay just like it is. Because, you know, if they rip that all down and make a path, everybody's gonna be looking into their
They're fully exposed.
nice, yeah, they're gonna be totally exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
So that's one of the things, you know, before we go forward. And the other thing, of course, is to figure out.
Right.
So, I think, well, I'll let you go ahead.
Well, no, you worked up the cost. It looks like potentially the cost of the dock's about $10,000. So,
What's the dock made of? What kind of dock is it?
So we were proposing the same material that the existing docks are, which is called Connecta dock, which is like gray plastic
Mm-hmm.
square things.
Right, okay, it's like what I have.
yeah,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the town, in order to maintain the warranty on those docks,
Mm-hmm.
they're supposed to come out in the winter. And the town comes and drags them out for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I guess, I don't know, it's a cooperative effort between the town and the growers.
Mm-hmm.
And, they drag them out and then we take them apart.
Mm-hmm.
And, so it would just sort of, these new docks would just be serviced together with the existing docks.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So in terms of funding, wouldn't it be the town plus the private organization for rowing?
I'm envisioning that it might be cooperative between the town and the school.
But what about the rowing organization?
So, Old Rowing Association gave the town the two existing docks, which have a total value of about $50,000 at the time they were given. So, given that we made that gift, not jumping at the
yeah,
opportunity.
but you need to do it again?
That's what I'm saying, they got plenty of money.
So Ian has, I don't know if he has plenty of money, because he has plenty of things he needs to do with it too. But, which you probably know better than I, right?
They want
Ian is
nothing,
the superintendent of the
schools,
Old Lyme.
and they want but nothing.
But, I'm thinking, you know, some sort of, my first thought would be to try and have a cooperative sort of venture between the school and the town.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Is it town or towns?
Well, it's in Old Lyme, so I.
But if it's the school, it's a regional school.
Well,
Lyme and Old Lyme.
Right, but, so that would be,
The school budget.
it would come out of the regional school district or the town of Old Lyme. But I don't think the town of Lyme would have any interest in a dock in Lyme,
No.
in Old Lyme.
And
It's tough sell,
Honestly.
but if you wanna go. But what's $10,000 is split between two organizations.
Shouldn't be a huge,
It does, I
Problem.
don't think it's a huge ask.
yeah.
You're correct. about
It's
that.
the same budget, same pot of money, same taxpayer money.
Yes. But to your point, the school district pot is contributed by line and old line,
Mm-hmm.
whereas the old line spot is just old line people. So there's a shade of difference there.
So what's the next step here?
So, Don Bugby forwarded all this package to, his boss, Bob Dunn. So Park and Rec is now aware of this.
Okay.
They canceled their September meeting, I'm not sure why. So I have not heard a peep from them, which is unusual. But I think, next, we definitely have to have their blessing, because it's,
The park.
well, nobody's ever really figured out where Park and Rec's jurisdiction and Rogers Lake Authority begins. We got back to that question of the border of the lake, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think we all know that Bob Dunn does envision that his jurisdiction is broad. So, it would be good to have his approval.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I mean, also we want, be able to have patrol people park at Haynes Park and use the bathrooms and
Right.
store
Oh,
stuff
They
there.
would need a special sticker or something from the
We have
town.
parking stickers.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
There's parking.
they have parking stickers.
They have parking stickers if you live in Old Lyme,
If you buy it.
but
and you have to
can't-
live in Old Lyme.
You can't, she's right, you can't purchase.
So they would need special, I assume they don't, none of them live in Old Lyme, so
No.
they would need a special
Yeah.
identification
Right.
that they're both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you fill out enough forms and visit them enough times, they'll eventually give you
Sure,
a special designation.
right. Excellent.
I'm gonna buy a ticket.
I don't think you can do that anymore because the ticket comes with
Goes by
your
your license.
license plate on it.
Right, right.
Fun fact, somebody, the previous summer, decided they'd have a closet industry, making fake Old Lyme parking.
Really?
Wow.
That's why they went to this.
So they have buckled down and they have stickers with your license plate on it, so they're non-transferable. So if you have multiple vehicles that you might want to drive into the parking lot, you're screwed.
Right.
Really?
You can't tell me those people are down there on the weekends all going wild, no way. To use the park.
So
They're going down to the shore. Not gonna go to Heath Park.
Yeah.
All the people that do go there, I don't think are town residents.
So, all the rowers, there is a special sticker that is issued from town rowers. So technically speaking, everybody who's parked there does have a sticker.
Mhm.
And there is somebody who's hired to sit there and make sure that everybody who's parked there has.
They can't get up there but shake away the geese.
That's not in their
Job description.
That hard, they're standing right there. You can't
So
go.
last question about the Rogers Lake Authority boat being down there. That, everybody feels that's the best place for it and it's safe enough and that's the best place on the lake?
We have to start taking all the stuff out of it, or locking all up, the radios and all that stuff.
Well, we're
So actually, you raise a good point, because when we were talking with Mark, about the issue of gas.
Yep.
And I can't remember what the solution was, Mark, did you say you could?
we were gonna have to get a storage shed that was approved by the fire department to store gasoline in. And we would lock the stuff from the boat in there
Okay.
as well.
Each day.
So why doesn't whoever works the boat just have a gas can?
Do you ever travel? These guys come from Colchester. Do you want them to travel around with a gas can?
I don't know, I go to Costco.
Well, because people fill it right now, Tom's, we have 2 gas cans that we keep on Tom's property. And they use those to fill the boat. And, you know, they fill up the boat at the end of each shift, and then if they have to go get gas, they get those cans filled again. But I don't think people want to drive them around in their car. I mean, when I just run down gas cans to, Ladesville, I have to open all the windows. I mean, that's,
So the $10,000 is really more like 12.5, right?
I guess, I have no idea what the shed will cost, yeah.
Yeah, I will, notify my accountant that he has to add the shed on there.
That would be great. Yeah.
Thank you for the gas for those now.
The ones that are at Hayes Park,
Yeah,
we have a
put them
fire,
in the building.
a fireproof,
Cabinet.
cabinet inside the
Inside the
boathouse.
building.
And then, we load up all the gas cans on a cart and walk across the street to Ladesville, to fill them up and bring them back. It's just a blessing that Ladesville's across the street.
Yeah.
Do we need a shed, or can we just get like a lockbox? Like a metal lockbox?
We could probably get a metal lockbox. I was just thinking we need something that is waterproof and acceptable to,
So I wonder if, because we have it's a yellow metal, gas cabinet with two, like a hazmat thing, doors.
yeah,
Mhm.
that would work.
Okay, so we'll just price that one.
Price that in, that'd be perfect, yeah.
Because you could just put the key to that on the boat key. And
Yeah.
then
You could easily keep
And we
enough gas, and there's another top shelf for any other accoutrements
Yeah.
that you're.
But that could
Anybody
be-
gonna have a key?
Yeah, the workers get a key. The workers get a key.
Candace, can that be outside, Joel asks, that type of a cabinet?
The metal cabinets I'm thinking of would rust if they were left outside.
Yeah, I'm concerned about that too. I don't know.
I think,
They must have something.
yeah, I'm sure you can get it outdoor.
Right.
They must make outdoor versions.
Oh, yeah.
Go on a
A cement pad or something.
Doesn't take it, yeah.
Push it over.
Yeah.
Buzz it.
And now maybe it's $5,000.
No,
No,
my God, no.
Inflation.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen, at job sites, they have tool boxes that are, maybe as big as this table,
Yes,
that are locked.
Yep.
And weigh a ton, waterproof.
right.
And we need a forklift to move.
Yeah,
you do.
yeah, we don't want anything that could be moved too easily.
Well, Ed can come over with his forklift. Oh, I had one thing, I was out there the other day and there was a guy swimming across the lake.
Uh-huh.
He was sort of east of your house, going from the south shore to the north shore. So headed kind of towards that big White House on the corner.
Yeah, oh, jeez.
And no cap, no buoy, no nothing. Yeah, he almost got hit by a rower once. I was watching him one morning. They came really close and they both surprised each other. Yeah, yeah. I was coaching at the time and I just stopped and told him he should really think about getting a buoy. They're only like $25. And, so I don't, to Tony's point, I don't think there's anything we can do to tell people not to swim out in the middle of the lake without a buoy.
No, I know.
And, I know you put it in your newsletter. It's a good idea.
Yeah,
Most of the road first kind of shrugged and I said, he's within his rights. I mean, I almost ran out to yell at that guy and I thought for sure they were going to hit each other. It was like 6:30 in the morning. It's really hard to see him.
oh, yeah.
I mean, I was, facing forward in the launch, so I could see him, and I told my crew, I was like, there's a rower on port, he's coming up, but if I'm not there to tell you, I mean, Paul can tell you, you can't see those people. The swimmer? No.
No, you can't.
You can't do
Sometimes they can't see the docks, they go for the docks.
No, you can't see the swimmers.
And the swimmer never heard the guy in close. It was really close.
Yeah.
Well, I think swimming, you're not gonna hear a lot anyway, heads in the water. Yep. And, this almost makes it that much more dangerous. Rowing well, that boat should only be noisy. They're swearing at each other.
All right. Do we have, any other comments, questions? Great. I would take a motion to,
No,
do you want a motion? I would entertain a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Or
Aye.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Well, thank you all very much.